In a world where a giant half-dog, half-man and a hockey mask-faced senator watch stuff, only one podcast can deliver that in monthly doses. When they are needed to talk over movies and TV shows, you can count on the Nerd Blitz Commentaries. Hey gang, this is a special Nerd Blitz commentary for the 1998 King of the Ring Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Mankind, which turns, 19 this year?
Yeah. 19.
On this date?
God damn.
What?
It's almost 20 years old?
Yes.
Fuck. Feels like it happened yesterday.
Does it really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe 5-10 years ago at the most, but 20? Fuck.
Yeah.
That's insane.
This match is amazing, though.
It is. I told you I watched a little bit of it last night when I was getting everything all set up. Mm-hmm. And it's the first time I'd watched it in a few years, probably. And
probably 10 years or so, I would guess.
Yeah, probably.
If this not is more, actually.
This is one of those ones where I'll watch it even in the days when I'm like not feeling wrestling at all.
Yeah.
This is like outside of...
If somebody's like, hey, you want to watch the Taker Mankind Hell in a Cell? You're like, fuck yeah.
Uh-huh. That's like one of those... Yeah. That's like one of those matches where it's like, yeah, I'll fucking watch that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a top 3 match of all time.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's fucking crazy, dude. I can't believe it was... The first time I saw it was probably only like a year old.
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw pieces of it not long after it happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first time I saw the full match, bell to bell, was probably when I got this DVD in 2005.
Actually, you know what? I might have seen this. Fuck, it's possible. Because I did start watching wrestling before we started doing the wrestling fed thing.
Yeah. Which
was 99. I think I started watching like Monday Nitro and stuff like around 97, 98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like probably 97, 98. So, because I had forgotten that I was doing that until not too long ago. I was looking up some old Goldberg matches from Nitro.
Yeah.
And some old Sting stuff. And I'm like, the dates all kept coming up like 97, 98. I'm like, I fucking watched that live. Shit. Yeah, I watched these live. I didn't realize they were pre-1999.
Well, when you were talking about the Fed stuff, you were mentioning some older stuff, and I don't mean like the USA Network type shit, because that was early 90s. But you were mentioning some stuff, and it's like, your dates aren't lining up, dude.
No, you're right. I was way off, or not way off, but I was off enough that...
Yeah.
But I guess I had forgotten that I had gotten a little bit back into wrestling before my cousin was like, oh, hey, you're watching wrestling again? We're doing this...
Yeah.
Because it just came up at a family function. It wasn't like we hung out or talked that much.
Yeah.
And we started talking about wrestling, and he was like, hey, we're doing this wrestling thing. And that's how I got involved in that. But yeah, I forgot that I was way into wrestling already before that even happened.
Yeah. Because like I said, I think you mentioned seeing Goldberg debut. Didn't
you?
No,
I don't think I didn't see him debut. No. Oh. But I don't think so. But I saw him like in the middle of the streak, his Nitro streak or whatever. Yeah, because I saw him wrestle Kevin Nash. I saw him wrestle the Big Show.
Yeah.
The Giant.
Yeah.
I saw that happen live on Nitro when he picked him up and slammed him. and everybody was going ape shit because he gave him the jackhammer and shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like fucking Hogan slamming Andre.
Oh, yeah, that's what they were like, except Goldberg's like way stronger than Hogan, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think he's as much of an asshole either.
No, probably not.
So, do you think you may have seen this closer then?
Yeah, getting back to that, I think, because this was 98, right? So I would have been watching wrestling then, so, because it feels like I saw it replayed on Raw, because, you know, they would sometimes replay the pay-per-view stuff. Show highlights of it on Raw the next night. What they used to do back in those days, though, is they had these clip shows that they would play on the weekends, like Saturday, Sunday mornings. That's right too. Yeah,
that's where I saw it, and they would cut it up and be like, "Hey, we're gonna take a commercial in the middle of it and shit like that."
Yeah, I don't think it was that, because it feels like it was a Monday night, like it was at night in the evening when I saw it. But yeah, I just happened to be watching it. I think I saw it in progress. It's not like I saw it from the very beginning. Yeah. But I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I don't think I'd ever seen a Hell in the Cell. This wasn't the first one, but I don't think I'd ever seen a Hell in the Cell before.
I think this is only like the second or third. Yeah, the second one, I think.
Yeah, like steel cage matches used to be a thing when I was younger and watching wrestling, but then nobody really did steel cages that much anymore. But then this, I was like, what the fuck is this? And they're like walking around on top of the fucking thing and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? These guys are fucking nuts.
When this match started on top, and that was Foley's idea.
Did he come down on the cage? Like when the cage came down, was he on it?
No, he came out first and crawled up it. Climbed up. Okay. That's one of those things that I can't be 100% that I've ever seen, because I have never seen this full match, like the full entrances and everything, and I've never seen it uncensored. Because if you look, like they had to blur out the WWF logo, the old WWF logo.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, I noticed, like, and like the ring, like the turnbuckles, there's like advertisements on there. They blur that all out. So it looks kind of really weird.
Yeah, well, on the turnbuckles, it's the WWF logo.
Gotcha.
So I don't think I've ever seen, like, the full entrances of this match or the uncensored version. I think in the last few years, WWE cut a deal with World Wildlife Fund, and they can show the old WWF logo now.
Oh,
and I think they've put this match out on a newer set, uncensored.
Yeah, Vince really fucked himself on that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What a fucking dummy. That's another one where a fucking rich and powerful dude thinks he can get whatever he wants, and he's going to be a dick about it. So guess what? Now you got fucked.
You got fucked by a panda.
Because all he would have had to do was be cool about it.
Yeah.
But no, he wanted to be a dick and take it to court and do all that shit. And because I'm sure there was something they could have worked out.
Well, I mean, for years there was no trouble, so...
Right.
I mean,
now,
World Wildlife Fund and the WWF were two huge things. People knew about both, so...
Right.
You know?
So, I can't remember, was it Vince that started it? That started the problem?
I don't know 100% the whole story behind it. I think what it was, maybe, was Vince was like, hey, there's another WWF out there, let's go after him.
That sounds about right.
This WWF, they had been around longer than the World Wildlife Fund, but as WWWF. When they changed to WWF, it was after the World Wildlife Fund had come around.
Gotcha.
I think that's where the issue came from, and Vince was like, well, let's fucking do something about this. And
yeah, as if it matters.
Yeah.
Like as if people are going to be confused. Yeah.
Yeah. But since that happened, I mean, there is a bit of confusion in the marketplace because people still call WWE WWF, even when they're talking about the current day.
Yeah, I still call them WWF because WWE sounds dumb.
I like it.
Do you? I like WWF better.
I mean, I like the WWF logo better. And let's be honest, the current WWE logo, it's stupid as fuck. It looks like a child's plaything. I like the old Scratch logo because that's just fucking badass. But I don't know. World Wrestling Entertainment, especially with the way the company has gone to where they're
I guess it fits better now, but...
Yeah, because they started producing movies, and now they're doing TV shows and shit, too. And with the network, I mean, they're doing cartoons and talk shows and all kinds of shit on there. So it makes sense, but...
Yeah, I guess so. It just doesn't feel right still.
I I mean, yeah, if all of your life it was F and all of a sudden it's E, I can understand that.
Yeah, it just seems weird.
But, let's tell folks how we're watching it.
Yeah.
Back in 2005, WWE put out a 3-disc set on Taker called Tombstone, The History of The Undertaker, with a good fucking chunk of his matches up to that point, or at least touching on some of his big storylines and feuds up to that point. And I've got to say, to this day, this is probably my favorite Taker set they've put out.
I mean, it's pretty comprehensive. I was looking at the matches on the back.
Yeah. Did you look at the card inside of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you look at all the matches and then you see all the vignettes and interviews and all that shit, yeah, it's pretty fucking in-depth.
Yeah, there's
a
lot of shit on it.
This ends in September of 2003. Like, September, 2 months later is when he had that Buried Alive match with Vince that Kane interfered and buried him. And then 5 months later at WrestleMania 20 is when he came back as the Dead Man. So it's like there was only a year that really didn't get covered in this. Because, again, he had 5 months off because I think he was dealing with an injury.
Yeah. Is that when he tore his pec?
It might have been.
Yeah.
I know there was one point when...
It was bench pressing. So I remember when that happened.
I think that was a different one, though.
Oh, that was a different one? Because, yeah,
because he was getting ready to come back from another injury, and he was benching, like you said.
He was benching some ridiculous, like 500 pounds or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Well, no fucking wonder you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think that might have been one of the times he broke his orbital bone, which I think he's done twice.
Ooh, yeah.
And he was healing that up, and he was trying to get back into ring shape, and he was benching, I don't think it was 500, but it was like close to 4 at least.
Yeah.
And he was fucking benching, I think he said he just felt a pop in his chest.
Yeah.
And he ended up... Yeah, and that set him back like 6 months more. So I don't think it was the Survivor Series to Mania 20. Yeah, because that might be the 1 year that he missed WrestleMania. Because in his 25 matches at Mania, he only missed 1 in that whole run. That's why, like, he's been around for 27 years, but he's only got 25 Manias.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually like 26 and a half years, but 25 Manias. But yeah, we're watching the Tombstone, The History of the Undertaker set. This is disc 2, I think, and let's see. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4... like the 5th chapter on the disc. That's what we're watching.
Yep.
And we've got it lined up just to when the lights go out. So yeah, we can get into it and talk a bit more about it. But yeah, this is a fucking insane match.
Yeah, if you're a person that doesn't like wrestling, even people who don't like wrestling, this is entertaining as hell. Like, this is fucking insane.
And if you're one of those idiots that says, well, wrestling's fake, well, let's see how fake this match is.
Yeah.
On commentary, at one point, JR even says, oh yeah, there's some idiot at home being like, oh, they know how to fall. How do you learn how to fall and take that?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can get into it.
Yeah.
There are things in here that they did to, like, lessen the severity of what's going on, but there's other stuff in here that's like...
Oh, shit, that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean... Yeah, but learning how to fall, they do learn how to fall. It's called bumping. But that's just landing flat on your back with your arms down and shit so that the impact is spread over your body more so it doesn't hurt as much. They're not getting hurt. That's the
Oh, no, I know. It still hurts.
No, I'm not telling you. I'm telling them.
Yeah.
That's what stupid people don't understand. You can learn how to fall right so it doesn't kill you. Doesn't mean you're not going to get hurt, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, let's get into this. 3 count.
Yep. 1, 2, 3,
and
play.
Then yeah, okay. But again, just so everybody knows, the lights have just gone out. Taker's getting ready to make his entrance. We can see 2 stairwells in the crowd that are kind of lit up, and Foley is about to cross over into the second section of the roof of the Hell in a Cell, just so people can get lined up perfectly. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Okay, yeah, now the lights are completely off. You can see the 3 stairwells now.
Yeah.
And yeah, here comes Taker about ready to make his entrance. And they say it all the time on commentary, and It's true, but they're feeding you bullshit. This is one of the greatest entrances of all time.
Yeah, it really is. And we were talking about, I've been playing that Xbox game.
Yeah.
Even on there, it's like gives you the chills, kind of like, oh, it's so fucking cool.
It makes you feel like the temperature's dropping a little bit. Right there. This is one of the few times like they did something extra special at a pay-per-view or something. And I don't know if this was part of his... Yeah. I don't know if this was part of his everyday Raw entrance or not, but fucking him walking through the flames was badass.
Yeah.
And I heard from the start he hated that. He never wanted to walk through the flames. And one year, I guess it was 2008 or 2009, they were here in town for Elimination Chamber.
Uh-huh.
And he almost died. Because his pyro was going off on the ramp, and the pyro dude was supposed to let off the button when he got at the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
And as he got at the top of the ramp, the pyro dude let off the flames right underneath him.
Oh, shit.
And they said if it wasn't for his long coat and his long hair, he would have been dead.
Oh, my.
And on Jericho's podcast, he actually talked about it once, and he said, when Taker got backstage, because he finished the match. He had the match and lost the title to, I think, Jericho.
Yeah.
But Jericho said when he went to the back, Taker and Vince were there in the trainer's room, and they were looking over Taker, and Taker told him, I don't want to hear no apologies. I don't want no bullshit. I'm just telling you right now, if I ever see that dude again, I'm going to kill him. And Vince was like, we'll take care of it. And Jericho goes, a lot of our pyro guys you'll see with bands and shit. He goes, I've never seen that dude again to this day, so I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
They took care of him.
No shit. But here we go. Taker's getting ready to
they just climbed up
on the top of the roof.
Yep.
And now this here, the mesh on the roof, they were supposed to have some of the zip ties on there pop so it looked dangerous.
Yeah, but they were really popping.
Yeah, like the real ones.
Like the metal bands and stuff are popping off.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. You don't see that much anymore. It's chair shot like that.
The chair shots?
Well, no, like that, because he didn't hit him with the seat of the chair. He hit him with the edge of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember about this, watching them walk on this stuff, is all, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was supposed to happen to make it look dangerous.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize.
Spots.
Yeah, I didn't realize that big hole that opened up was intentional.
I'm not sure if that one specifically is, but it was supposed to happen in a couple spots to make it look dangerous and make people be like, oh, God, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, we'll get to it later, but there's another spot where it was supposed to happen. This is
watch
where
out,
shit
watch
gets
out.
crazy.
Yeah. Whoa, bam.
They said if you include the angle, that's a 22-foot drop.
Yeah.
But in actuality, I think it's 16 feet.
Yeah, they say a few times that the cage is 16 feet tall.
Yeah, and that's a legit number. Sometimes they inflate their numbers to make it sound more dangerous. And then look at Taker
broken in
there.
half.
Yeah.
Fucking JR.
You could sort of see Taker looking around worried.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because I did you read Mankind's book? Mankind.
Yeah.
Did you read Mick Foley's first book?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think
really
he's touched on this a couple times in his first 3 books, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the first book, I read it, and oh, god damn. And he gets really into it, like he doesn't remember this.
No.
Like once he fell off there, he doesn't remember any more of this match after that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Taker was on the record as saying he thought he was dead right then.
Yeah.
Until he started moving.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple spots in here where Taker said he legitimately thought he killed him.
Yeah. Here's Terry Funk. I forgot Terry Funk gets involved.
Mm-hmm.
He gets in, make sure he's okay.
And see, those are the old tables, too, that weren't, specifically designed to break.
Yeah.
They were designed to break easier, but the tables now, their joints are weakened to break.
Yeah.
That's, a board with cuts in it for the monitors. Now it's almost foam-like.
Yeah.
once Foley started moving, Taker said he knew it was okay to be in character again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but I remember reading his book and him being like, they decided like right before the match, didn't they, that like, why don't you just throw me off the top?
Well, they had a production meeting, and I think Terry Funk was in the meeting. And they were like, okay, so what's something we can do that'll make this exciting? And they were throwing out ideas, and Funk thought some of them were crazy. And he goes, well, why don't you just throw him off the fucking thing? And everybody's like, ha 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 ha! After the production meeting, Foley, I think, talked to Funk or Vince and told one of them, I think I could actually do that. And they were like, actually do what? And he goes, have him throw me off the top. And they're like, fuck no, dude! And he goes, no, I think I've worked it out in my head. If he does it just right, he can do it and I'll be safe.
Yeah, just right.
Yeah.
Well, because, I mean, look at it. Like, look how close he is to that guardrail.
Well, not just that. Look how close his head was to that monitor under the board.
Oh, yeah, that too. I'm just saying, like, if he lands across that guardrail, he's going to break his fucking back.
He's going to break his everything, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at this point, like, he dislocated his shoulder there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah,
I know this is funny. Yeah. Commentary's like, the Undertaker's still up there! But yeah, there's Slaughter and Vince and referees that aren't around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've told you this before, like, this match made two legends.
Yeah.
Because if you take this match out of both of their careers, I mean, they both still had impressive careers, but...
Right. But, I mean, this is... Especially Mick Foley, I think. I think Undertaker would have still been what he is without this.
Yeah. But this made, like, Foley solidified his status as a hardcore legend, but this made Taker look, like, incredibly brutal. He'd done some crazy shit up to this point, but this is just like, he's trying to kill a guy.
Right.
Like, he's living up to all of that satanic, demonic shit he's always said. He's trying to kill mankind.
Yeah.
And you can just look at him up there.
Yeah.
And I think this was planned, but I think they thought, like, after that fall, Foley was done.
Yeah. But then he gets off the gurney and comes back.
Yeah, because whoever's back in the gorilla position, I think was telling the commentators, like, it's done. The match is over. We had more planned, but sorry, it's done. And I think that's why JR keeps apologizing here.
Oh, because he keeps saying it's going to be the shortest Hell in the Cell ever.
He's either saying that or he's like, sorry, this was supposed to be a big match, but I guess it's over now.
Mm-hmm.
And then here you see Taker's getting ready to start climbing down on the commentary side as they're lowering the cell. And here people are like, oh shit, Foley fell off the stretcher.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he went off the roof too. But yeah, that's an insane drop right there.
Yeah. Well, and didn't Shane McMahon do something similar?
Yeah,
years later.
Yeah, it was last year.
He did it. Huh?
It was last year against Taker.
Oh, was it? Oh,
at
see,
Mania,
here he's coming back. Look at him. He's fucking crazy as shit.
But yeah, it was last year against Taker. He dove off the top of the new cell, which is like 10 or 20 feet higher.
Yeah, onto the table.
Yeah, and the table, if you watch real close, that table's got an airbag under it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's got all kinds of shit under it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now this part right here, where the roof pops, that was supposed to pop. Again, it's like, oh shit, they're gonna go through.
Yeah, except he actually went through.
Well, yeah, but see, he was supposed to grab onto the edge.
Ooh.
He was supposed to grab onto the edge and hold on and dangle through. And then Taker was going to come through the hole too. Oh. But the roof just gave way.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention, you see that chair came down and smacked him in the face and knocked him out cold.
Yeah, I know. It knocked him out cold and knocked his tooth out too.
Mm-hmm.
His tooth hanging out of his nose.
this is another part where Taker's on the record saying he thought he killed him.
Yeah.
Because he just was not moving at all. And then he moved, as you see there.
Mm-hmm.
And Taker was like, okay, it's all right to go back into the match. But, yeah, at this point, Foley's dazed. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Right. And I like how Terry Funk's there, like, running interference. Or, like...
Mm-hmm. Trying to buy time for Mick.
Yeah, to give him time to get his bearings back.
Which, spoilers, he never does.
Yeah.
And I love this part. He choke slams him. Terry kicks his shoes off.
Yeah, and he's like flopping around. Yeah. Yeah, and he's like flopping around like he's having a convulsion. He just throws his ass out of the fucking thing.
And I love King's commentary where he's like, there's hats, there's chairs, there's shoes in the ring. Mm-hmm. But yeah, right there. That's where he lost his tooth.
Bam. Yep.
And Foley said that he thinks that move could have and should have killed him, but he didn't take the choke slam the right way. Because if you saw in that replay, his one foot didn't come up. If he would have went all the way up and came all the way down, he thinks that would have killed him.
Head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would have landed straight down.
Oh, yeah. And then he says the ring back then wasn't as bouncy as it is now. He thinks that helped, too, because it stopped him. And it stopped him from getting real jarred.
Oh, yeah.
Because if he would have bounced a little bit, that could have fucked him up.
Yeah.
Worse.
So now he's going to... now Taker's going to do his rope walk thing.
Yeah, going old school.
Oh!
Oh, no!
God, that I bet that hurt fucking bad, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he had a fucking big old raspberry up the inner thigh. Look at his tooth hanging out of his nose.
I know, it's so fucked up. And Foley fucking sticking his tongue through it and shit. And see, Taker's had a lot of fucking groin injuries and shit, too.
Yeah. Well, he looked like he hurt his ankle when he jumped down through that hole.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I couldn't remember if it was this match or another Hell in a Cell match, but at the time, he had a broken foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in one of the
matches. Because he jumped down and landed on it and looked like it twisted a little funny.
Uh-huh, because he almost knocked the cameraman off the rope.
Yeah.
Or off the apron, because he kind of jumped back.
Mm.
But here Foley's trying to fucking get his bearings and figure out what the hell he's going to do. And he can't quite lift the steps up because his arms hurt.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's a legit injury. But yeah, Foley did Taker like a huge favor with this match. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he just kept fucking taking and taking and taking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was the end of their feud, too. Because they'd had like a few-year run.
Yeah.
Oh, that referee. Fucking... Oh, shit, that referee. That was Tim White. That dude, like, they had a series
these punches sound legit. Ooh.
Yeah. But that referee, Tim White, they had a few vignettes over a few years where, like, he was trying to kill himself.
What?
Yeah! Like, there was one, I think the bar was called The Friendly Place, maybe? But it's a bar they always went to when they were in town and destroyed it.
Hang on.
Now imagine him doing that over the top rope.
Yeah.
Have you seen that yet?
No.
Oh, God, you gotta see it, dude.
I mean, I'm sure I've seen it in the past. I haven't seen it recently.
Well, try to find the WrestleMania 23 match with Batista.
Okay.
Because that was one of the few times it actually went off without a hitch. But yeah, that referee, he bought that bar storyline because he got injured and wasn't able to ref anymore. He bought that bar and they went to interview him one time. And he's holding a shotgun and the dude who was interviewing him, I think it was Josh Matthews, was like, Tim, put down the gun as he walks off the screen.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no! And you hear,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I think they got into some shit for that.
Probably.
It wasn't too long ago either. It was like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This here I thought was a poor camera shot. because they're shooting him from the back while the cameraman's in his face trying to show that Taker's bleeding.
Oh, yeah. He's going to give him the fucking... Oh!
Yeah, an old school fucking...
That's an old school pile driver.
Yeah, those are banned because it ended up breaking too many people's necks.
Yeah. Oh, and it busted. Did he get busted on the chair?
No, he got busted when he dove into the...
into the thing.
Into the
yeah,
cell,
right.
Yeah.
And then he's juicing him up there.
Mm-hmm.
Smearing it around with those punches.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fucked up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Oh!
Fucking monsters, dude.
They are monsters. And just when you think it can't get more fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Don't spoil what's coming.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just saying, like, after all this and you think it can't get more fucked, the first time I saw it, that's what I couldn't believe was like, am I seeing this? Is this fucking really happening?
It's like a fucking live action Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Kind of is, yeah. Ooh.
Or more appropriate, it's like an Itchy and Scratchy cartoon come to life.
Yeah. Kind of.
Now, this thing
where's
that's
Mick Foley
coming.
going?
Yeah. What he's getting, there's a funny story about that too. I'll tell you in a few minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard it.
Is it a bag of marbles?
No, and it's not a bag of toys either. He's not. No, he's not jolly old Saint Mick.
It's the Sandman?
Nope. It's...
Oh.
As I think King says, thumbtacks. And he dumps them out and spreads them around on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the funny story about this is when they get backstage, Foley, as we've mentioned, is completely fucking out of it.
Yeah.
And he grabbed Taker's arm and he goes, did I use the thumbtacks? And he said Taker gave him the stupidest look and was like, Mick, look at your arm.
There's thumbtacks all in his arms and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is, like, you've seen him almost die twice, but thumbtacks is like, don't get too close to those. Ooh.
Oh, now he's got the mandible claw. That's just the weirdest move.
It is
stick
because
my
it's
two fingers down your throat.
Yeah, but it's like, it's one of the easiest to get out of. I mean, it is a dangerous move, but it's like one of the easiest to get out of, too. Just bite.
Yeah.
And it got even worse when he brought out Mr. Sacco.
Oh, Sacco, yeah.
His dirty sock from down his pants.
Yeah.
So his dirty fucking sock just
he's choking him out with the mandible claw. No, you gotta drop it twice. Oh, yep. Oh no, is it gonna be 3 or is his arm gonna stay up? Oh! Look at this, he picks his ass up.
Yeah, it's like a half-ass electric chair.
Uh-huh.
Which is a move you don't see much anymore.
Yeah.
See, Taker's trying to aim him right.
Boom!
And he sort of misses, so Foley's like, okay,
yeah, so he's like, okay, I'll just roll around on it myself then.
Uh-huh. And it's like, he's insane.
Look at that shit just sticking to him. Oh, God.
But yeah, it's like, this motherfucker is insane.
He is, yeah.
Like, I mean, if he ever goes to jail for murder or something, and they're like, oh, we're going to try legal insanity, and they're like, no.
Yeah, now he's going to choke slam him on the...
Fucking A. And watch the way his arms go.
Oh.
Like, he rubs his one arm around in him to make it worse.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And he still gets up.
Yep.
And here it goes.
He's going to tombstone on the... Oh.
And Tim's going down for the count. 1, 2, 3.
Damn.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking nuts?
That is, yeah. Every time it makes me cringe.
Uh-huh. I mean, another fucking backstage story. I don't know how long it was after this, but when they got backstage, Vince gave Foley a hug and he told him, "Thank you, I love you for what you did for this company. but I don't ever want to see you do something stupid like that again. I don't know who that dude with the long hair is that keeps telling him raise the cage.
Yeah.
But he knows Foley's fucked up.
Yeah, he's probably one of the doctors.
Yeah. Doctor Train or something.
Yeah.
But he looks like some bum they pulled off the streets because he's just in sweats and sneakers.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And they're trying to fucking check on Foley and see if he's alright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Foley's said many times that, like, he did some crazy shit in his years, like jumping off of roofs onto mattresses and jumping off of ring aprons onto, like, concrete floors. And, putting his head through the ropes and ripping off his ear in, I think, Germany.
Yeah, or being thrown into a dynamite board.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that when he was in Japan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and they had
those fucking Japanese death matches are insane.
Oh, they're fucking crazy. But yeah, it was like some kind of explosives set up on these boards, and then they the way it's almost like a tables ladder or a table match where you get thrown through the table, but
yeah,
instead of just breaking the table fucking explodes. And he actually got all burned up.
Did you ever see that match with Edge at WrestleMania 22 where they lit the table on fire and Edge speared him through it?
No. Speared who through it?
Edge speared Foley through it.
Oh, shit. No.
Yeah. But back to what I was getting to, all the crazy shit Foley's done, he thinks that, understandably so, that match is probably the one that retired him. Because it was a few years later, but the after effects of that really fucked him up.
Because Mankind stopped doing all this crazy shit, or a lot of this really crazy shit. Because then he had the whole thing with the Rock and Sock connection, where it was all more like goofy, kind of shit. And then he came back as Cactus Jack for a short time.
He's come back as Cactus Jack a couple times.
Since then?
Yeah, because I'm trying to
Because I know after that he was out for a while, and then he was like the commissioner, and then he was like in the front office, and he didn't wrestle. He
retired from in ring in like 2002, I think, after a Hell in a Cell match with Triple H, where he went through the roof and through the ring.
Do I remember that? I think I remember that.
Yeah, and then after that,
because I think that was the feud that was like the feud that put Triple H over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he took a break for a while, and he was the commissioner. But in 2005, 2006, in there, he came back for a few matches. And like I said, he had a match with Edge at WrestleMania 22.
Okay.
It was, I think, an Extreme Rules match. It was like the first time they had ECW as part of the WWE fold.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because Joey Styles, I think, called it.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, ECW was next level shit, too.
Yeah, speaking of ECW, did you ever see that match? It was Sabu and, I want to say Sandman, but I'm not sure. But they, it was a barbed wire match where they took the ropes down and surrounded the ring in barbed wire.
That sounds familiar. I saw a lot of Sabu matches, but I don't remember if I saw that one or not.
Maybe sometime we should do a commentary for that, because that's another one where I think Sabu's on like record saying he almost died in that match because the barbed wire just got wrapped around him too much because he kept getting thrown into it.
Yeah.
And like they had to go get tin snips because the shears they had there wasn't cutting through it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Because I think at one point he had it like wrapped around his leg and wrapped around his neck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
And it wasn't the rubber barbed wire that you see him sometimes use. It was legit barbed wire.
Yeah.
You'd see him get tossed into it shredded.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been accidentally stuck by barbed wire.
Don't feel good.
But it don't feel real good. No. I've had to go through barbed wire before.
So to volunteer to be in a match with it? Nah.
Fuck that.
Nah. Right now I'm watching Taker versus Dwayne at King of the Ring the next year.
Versus who?
Dwayne.
Oh, okay.
And Taker with the fucking title at the time, and again looks like a monster. Oh, and he just took out the ref. I'm turning this off before I do commentary for another match. Come on, dead man, beat his ass.
But ECW was like, I remember we were doing the Fed stuff, and they started showing ECW matches here locally.
Yeah, they finally got a TV deal or whatever.
Yeah, it was like Friday nights, I think, at the fucking middle of the goddamn night almost. But they had some crazy shit on there.
There's a promotion out now. They were in that movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I think it's CZW. It's Combat Zone Wrestling. They're like the modern day ECW, doing crazy stupid shit.
Okay.
With like fucking barbed wire boards and light bulbs and shit. Where it's like, those things give you cancer, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that type of shit.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just like the super extreme shit, but it was some of the like acrobatics and athletic shit.
Well, see, they took.
But then you would get like Spike Dudley to come out and be like the fucking Mankind of the ECW, and he would just fucking take whatever goddamn abuse anybody would give.
Well, see, what they were doing is like WCW was fucking over a lot of the little guys they had. So they would go to ECW, and Paul would let them do what they do. That's why fucking Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, all those guys.
Yeah, a lot of them came from ECW, right?
Yeah,
they went through there as like a pass through to get to WWF.
Yeah,
they would go from WCW to ECW to
and some of them went from ECW.
And Jericho did that too.
Yeah, but some of them went from like ECW to WCW, saw what a shithole WCW was, and went back. But yeah, I think it was
Which is crazy, because ECW was a shithole too.
Yeah, but at least Paul treated him right.
The culture was better, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think
they literally wrestled in a shithole.
Oh yeah, like fucking bingo halls, falling down buildings, whatever, it didn't matter.
Yeah, whatever.
But they knew they were going to get paid, which is something you couldn't say for Turner, because that's who owned WCW at the time.
Right.
They weren't getting paid and shit. But I think it was after that, Eddie, Dean Malenko, maybe Benoit, they had been in ECW, they went to WCW, and then they made the jump to WWE after that, because I don't think there was a WCW or ECW in between the two, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, they generally, if they went to WCW, it was like, fuck this, we're going to go hang out and get paid, and then we'll come back for exposure. Because what a cesspool WCW was. If you weren't Hogan or Nash or one of those guys that they stole from WWE, they didn't really give a shit.
Yeah, which is crazy, because at the time, I liked WCW's product a lot better than WWF overall.
Yeah. Yeah. WCW never really did anything for me.
Yeah. I mean, seeing it now, it's like, that's maybe not the greatest, but it reminded me more of old school WWF than the WWF did. That's why I liked it, I think.
Yeah.
It was more gimmicky, and it felt like not as much talking. Yeah. Not as much,
well, I think that
promos
comes from,
and
like
shoots
I told
and stuff.
Before, they had the NWA tie.
Yeah.
And NWA, they weren't ones that were like, let's do fucking promos and skits and shit. No, they were like, National Wrestling Alliance, let's wrestle.
Yeah, but then it started to get that way.
Yeah.
Like the Hollywood, not when the NWO first started, but like later on, it started to get that way. Like every fucking 2 seconds, they're like hanging out in the booth at a restaurant or some shit, and like doing a skit or some fucking bullshit. And it's like, guys, fucking wrestle or like I got tired of watching Hogan or Nash fucking squash people or come out and put on some bullshit wrestling.
Well, yeah. I mean, like
exhibition. It was like what the fuck are you guys doing? You're not even wrestling now.
Yeah, I mean that's part of like the whole pull of wrestling is like the story and the psychology of it. If you've just got dudes squashing people, it's like, well, this is boring. There's a way to fucking destroy somebody and still make them look good. And so if they go on to another feud, they don't look like shit. And it's like, well, fucking, they just got destroyed in 5 seconds last week. Why do I want to see them now? You know?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
but I mean, like the whole the Goldberg streak, that whole thing, I liked that. I thought that was cool. For some reason, like that, his entrance and his, I don't know, persona or mystique or whatever, fucking really did it for me. I don't know why.
Well, see, I think like he would have worked better if everybody wasn't doing that. Because at the time, like you said, Hogan was squashing people, Nash was squashing people. So I think that took a little bit away from his streak once they started doing that shit.
Oh, yeah. Once they started refusing to lose to anybody or whatever.
Yeah.
But like Benoit was always good. I mean, can't really talk too much about him anymore without, things getting dark.
Well, I mean,
didn't turn out to be such a great guy, but
the last 3 days of his life, and it's all cool.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. Jericho was fun to watch, I thought, even though his gimmick was a little weird at the time.
Yeah, well, that's because they were trying to bury him, and they kept giving him bullshit to do, and he would go out there and make it work.
Oh, okay.
Because Jericho's one of those dudes that, like, he wanted it enough that if you gave him the stupidest bullshit, he would make it work.
I gotcha.
Almost as like a fuck you to the Office.
Yeah. And then like Rey Mysterio, like the lightweights or whatever.
Cruiserweights.
Whatever. Yeah, the cruiserweights. Who was the fucking Billy? Was his name Billy? The dude with the shooting star press.
Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman. Right. I thought it was like Billy the Kid or Billy Kid or Billy Kidman. He was fun to watch, I thought. But then you'd get like the NWO, and even fucking Randy Savage was still kind of fun to watch.
You know, it was funny when Billy Kidman came to WWE.
Yeah.
And like he was there in 2005, 2006, and they were trying to act like he literally was still a young kid. And it's like, you can see his fucking crow's feet, guys.
No shit. He's not a fucking kid.
Fuck no. Like he was in his 30s then.
Yeah. Yeah, but I always thought he was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
And him and Rey Mysterio they used to feud a lot, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I was always more of a WWF, WWE kid, though, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But when I got back into it, my second round, I started out with WCW.
Yeah.
And then that whole shit show went to hell, and it was like, then we started watching WWF more.
Yeah.
Like, once I started doing the Fed thing with my cousin,
it
was like, I don't fuck around with that WCW shit anymore. And then they were going under, and, like, everything was, I mean, they really started sucking.
Yeah.
Like, it was noticeably bad. So then we always watched Raw.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, this is better.
See, I would watch the Saturday morning, Sunday morning clip shows because we didn't have cable at the time. That's how I was keeping up.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it was Velocity or something like that, I think, and it was on 11 in the mornings.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I would watch, and that's how I kept up, yeah. And I remember seeing all the clips from, Raw, and it was just before SmackDown came on.
Oh, right.
But yeah, Raw, and from all the pay-per-views and shit, they would run the clips and talk about them there.
Yeah.
And that was how I kept up for years, and then like, I just kind of fell out of it because it's like, well, I don't want to watch these stupid clips. I want to see what's going on. I can't see what's going on. Fuck it. And that's, like, right when SmackDown started on regular TV.
Oh, right, because it was on... What channel was that on? On channel...
It was on UPN for a while, but that's not where it started, I don't think. No.
Yeah, what the fuck did that?
Because I was out...
I almost said...
I was out of wrestling
was it on
for,
TNT?
like, 6 years.
Yeah.
And I just stumbled across it one Thursday night, and I saw Eddie, and it was like, this motherfucker is captivating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what pulled me in, like, 13 years ago.
Yeah, I liked Eddie Guerrero, too. I didn't care for the Mamacita.
The shit with China?
Started doing that shit with China.
Yeah.
That felt icky.
That one I didn't like because I was never a big fan of China.
I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of China, but it wasn't really that. It was the... I don't know, almost like the stereotypical Latin.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it felt kind of gross. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
I don't know.
From what I hear, like that was way over the top. Don't get me wrong, but from what I hear, Eddie was sort of not that he played into those stereotypes, but like he was sort of cool with him because some of those cars you would see him ride out in, those lowriders and shit.
Yeah.
Some of them were actually his.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that, but it just felt.
Yeah, it felt almost
I don't know.
like
It's like one of those. Yeah, it was like one of those things. Because I mean, WWE, WWF, whatever. They're notorious for doing like really skeevy.
Yeah.
Skeevy skits or angles or whatever.
On one of the pay-per-views, there was a big incident that got a lot of heat because, and you may want to bleep this, but I'll tell you what he said. Vince is walking backstage. He goes up to Booker T and he's like, "Keep cool, man. Ooh la la." And they cut to Booker T and he's like, "Did that really just happen?" And like, there was a lot of heat on the company for that. Understandably so.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and it's.
But I mean, it was a work, right? It was.
Oh yeah, Booker was in on it, but the whole thing was like Vince coming up to him saying it and him being like, "Did that motherfucker just say what I think he said?"
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of shit like that they actually did on air and on pay-per-views and shit, and it's like,
oh yeah, and
the fuck?
They did all kinds of they did all kinds of questionable shit, like Mae Young flashing her tits.
Yeah. Well, do
you remember that?
Oh yeah, Marshall sent it to me a couple times too.
I saw it when it happened, and I was like, oh my god, did I just see that?
He's got it on like a VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Well, the whole Katie Vick thing too.
Who?
The whole Katie Vick thing with WWF, like Triple H raping a corpse.
Oh god, I don't remember that.
I've told you about it before, and your reaction was basically the same, like, oh no.
It was Triple H though?
I think so. Or maybe it was Kane.
I thought you said it was. I thought it was Kane. Yeah. That was the thing we talked about Kane. We were talking about his book, that book we were going to read for book club.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, I think it was Triple
H,
but it was Kane's girlfriend, is how it went.
Oh.
And like she died or something, and Triple H was fucking her corpse or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't remember the details, which is I should, because like it's one of the most notorious incidents in WWE history.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't go to them instead of WCW, was because of some of that shit that they did.
Yeah,
and it's also one of the reasons why I stopped. Like, I kind of lost interest, but at the same time, some of the shit they were doing was really like turning me off. Like,
yeah,
like all the diva stuff that was starting to happen around that time.
Like where the divas were sort of like basically just strippers.
Yeah, they were basically just strippers.
Yeah,
and it was like, this ain't fucking. What the fuck?
But see,
I mean, I think it's better now. Like the wrestlers they have now, the lady wrestlers they have now, are a lot more. I mean, they're still dolled up, kind of, and but they're at least good wrestlers. Like, they're good athletes and performers.
Yeah, you had some. Even back then, you had some that were like actual good wrestlers and shit, but they were just like go out there and flash your titties.
Molly Holly. Yeah, like Molly Holly was one.
And
was
Trish
wrestler,
Stratus and Lita. Although Lita basically turned into a whore.
Did she?
Yeah, where like literally she was a whore. Like every couple of months she was fucking somebody else and shit.
Yeah, I liked it when she was hanging with the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're right. Yeah, she was like getting passed around as like the valet for like everybody.
Yeah, because she went from the Hardys and then she went to Edge. Or no, I think she went from the Hardys to Kane, then to Edge, and like in real life she went from Matt Hardy to Edge, and she was fucking Edge while Matt was hurt or something.
Well, that's fucked up.
Which led to Vince being like, "Oh, dollar signs," and he made fucking Edge and Matt Hardy feud, and it's like, are you fucking stupid? You're gonna bring a real life beef like
He's
that?
Stupid like a fox.
But I mean, what's to stop them from fucking destroying each other over this broad?
Right, like actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Be like, oh, his neck got broke. I'm sorry. Cocksucker, steal my woman. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. It's crazy fucking shit, man. But, like, all of that shit, that's basically what helped WWE beat WCW, you know? All that.
Oh, I know it did. I know. The whole Attitude Era was,
shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean.
Yeah, but it was like the Jerry Springerification of.
Totally. 100%.
Of wrestling, and that's what I was like not that cool with.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was okay with the uber violence and some of the crazy shit they did, but like raping a corpse, that's too far.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even like I liked The Rock. Okay, I liked his character. I liked watching him wrestle. I thought he was really charismatic and cool.
Yeah.
But once they started in with the fucking hair pie and the whatever the fuck he started talking about in his promos and stuff, it was like, really? Are we're gonna start this now?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I'm not like a prude or anything, but
clearly
it was like,
not.
That just feels.
No.
It just felt gross. It was like, this feels not appropriate or not in character even.
It seems almost
like I could get it if it was. I could understand if it was like Val Venus or somebody who's that's their character was like some fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
But it was like, this doesn't feel right. This feels like you're just doing it to be gratuitous or salacious or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like
shocking,
over the top fucking. Let's just see how far we can go. Let's see what we can do until they stop us.
Yeah, and Jerry Lawler talking about puppies all the time when Sable would come out or whatever. And it's like, come on, man. Like, we get it, all right?
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking drool over all these chicks' boobs every time they come out. And
yeah, because that's wrong.
We have eyes. Well, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
You can see them. You don't have to point it out.
Yeah, we're already thinking it. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to play this up.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's they're working themselves. Okay.
Like Sable with the handprints on her tits and shit too. Yeah.
Right.
We get it.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. Okay.
But,
we get it.
But yeah, I mean, I liked all that shit too. I mean, it was over the top and it was gratuitous, but stay on this side of, fucking a corpse and I'm good,
Yeah.
Keep it to drooling over, like, living, breathing broads who know they're being drooled over. Not a fucking car wreck.
Well, yeah, knowing that, I'm glad I got out before I saw that. I would have fucking lost my shit.
Oh, did you ever see, I think it was Mae Young fucking give birth to a hand?
Give birth to a what?
Hand.
A hand?
Yes, 5 fingers and a palm. It was like Thing from fucking Addams Family.
No, I didn't see that.
Yep. You missed it too.
Oh my god. And that all felt like bad too, like exploitative or exploitative of like
senior exploitation.
Because none of them seemed like they had all their faculties.
But
you know what I'm saying? Especially Mae Young, she kind of like dotted around and was like...
Yeah, but I think that was an act because she was pretty sharp. If you watch her Hall of Fame speech and shit...
Oh, really?
She was pretty sharp. But, I mean,
Okay.
When she's playing this over the top, like, I just pooped myself type character, it does make you cringe a bit, and it's like, oh, this feels wrong. That's somebody's grandma.
Yeah.
I'm like, the Dudleys putting her through tables and shit, you know?
Now that was not, for some reason, that wasn't as bad, I didn't think, because that was like...
A wrestler doing her job?
Yeah, that was impressive. That was like, oh shit, dude, she just took that bump bigger than shit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but at the same point, it's like, she's old as shit. Her bones are like dust, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a crazy fucking time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it was all basically... The reason WWE won that whole war was because Bischoff gave away the Raw results and was like, ha ha ha! Some loser like Mick Foley's gonna win the title tonight. And everybody was like, oh really? And they switched over to Raw because it was a pre-taped episode of Raw. Oh. And that's what turned the tide in WWE's favor. And then they were like, really? Okay, we've got him, so let's hook him in, you know?
Mm.
And that's when it went like insanely over the top and crazy.
It's crazy.
It is. But it was fun for the most part.
Yeah, it was fun.
And Taker was a big part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Taker and Mankind both, yep.
Mm-hmm. I still, especially like looking at this Taker set to get back on theme for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this set specifically, I just laugh at whoever that asshole was. I think it was at WCW that looked at him and was like, kid, you're never going to be a star, so you might as well get out of the business.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I hope that dude lost his job because he's just stupid.
Well, you know he's lost his job by now.
That's true. But I mean, like a year, 2 years later when Taker fucking showed up in WWE RF at the time.
Yeah. That wasn't his gimmick, though, when he was in WCW, right? He was probably just a jobber there, wasn't he?
I don't know, because I haven't seen any of those WCW matches. It would be interesting to see if now that he's done and WWE owns all that shit, it would be interesting if they would put that on a disc.
Yeah. Well, you may get it. May come out in his book that he's going to write.
Yeah, but I mean,
hopefully
on the
or the documentary that they're going to make.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because that would be interesting as fuck, man. And
yeah.
Fucking, I would hope that they wouldn't just do like a documentary. I would love for somebody like Stone Cold or Foley to sit down and interview him and put that on a disc.
Yeah.
Or, no, even better, JR.
Yeah.
That would be great. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've talked myself out, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, let's wrap it up then. Thanks to J Sarge for our intro song. Thanks to @SherrySays for our logo. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud. We're part of the High Altitude Podcast Network. That's at highaltpod.net. You can find everything we do at nerdblitz.com and search Nerdblitz on YouTube. I'm at the Scooby Doom. You are
at Fitzman73.
And together we're at NerdblitzPod. Is that everything we need to say?
I think so. For now.
Yeah, for now. Because who knows, we might do another one sometime for something else. Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed this, because this was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, it was fun. I really like that match. It's fucking crazy.
It is, dude. Like I said, that's one of the top 3 matches for me. The other 2 in that top 3, real quick, would be Taker vs. Shawn at WrestleMania 25. Even though there's a couple fuck-ups in there, that is like a picture-perfect textbook match. And then Eddie vs. Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20. No, yeah. Wait. Is that? Yeah, I think that was what it was. Yeah, for the title. And it was classic fucking Eddie lie, cheating, and stealing to keep the title. It's a great match.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's top 3. I'm not sure exactly what falls where, but yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah. Not sure what my top 3 would be, but this was definitely up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely in that top 3.
That's good to hear.
I mean, it's the only one that I still talk about. Really.
That says a lot about it, I would think.
Yeah. Like, there's this one, and then there's Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage match where he crushed his trachea.
Is that the WrestleMania 3 match that everybody talks about?
I don't know. Was it WrestleMania? I'm not sure. It's the one where he gave him the flying elbow onto the guardrail, and they had to take Steamboat off on a stretcher, and he's like acting like he can't breathe and like he's choked,
Yeah. I can't remember.
I saw that when I was a kid, and it fucking scarred me.
I can't remember if that's the WrestleMania match or not.
It's fucking scarred me for life.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was a kid. I thought it was real, and I really liked Steamboat.
Yeah.
Way more than Macho Man. I thought Macho Man was an asshole, because you're supposed to think that.
Steamboat, they put out a nice documentary and disc on him a few years back. He was pretty damn great.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked him a lot when I was a kid.
I can understand why.
Yeah, he was at Wizard World a couple years ago.
Did you?
Chicago. I didn't see him.
Oh.
He was only there. He was only there for like a couple hours.
Oh.
It was like one of those things where he was in and out.
Yeah.
I didn't even see him. I didn't even see him at his table, at his booth.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. Yeah, like I said, that was a lot of fun for me because everybody by this point, if you don't understand or you don't know my admiration for Taker, what the fuck? Have you been paying attention for the last year and 2 months?
I mean, you've got his cock and balls in your mouth.
Basically, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm surprised you can even talk.
No shit. I mean, fuck. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm sitting here in a black undershirt and jeans. Come on, dude.
I was going to say, and no pants on.
No, it's not that far yet. Wait till we hang up.
Oh.
So yeah, thanks for listening.
And watching.
This has been a feature of JJ2E Media and TSDJA Productions.